Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel and Happy New Year! Today we're going to talk about just a few books that I acquired in the month of December. Once again, it's not very much. I'm trying to be a lot better about buying so many books because my TBR shelf is just, it's overflowing. I'm going to have to, my bookshelf is overflowing. I only have one bookshelf and it's like overflowing. It's been like that like for years. And the more now that I read and acquire books, the worse it gets. So a new bookshelf needs to happen in 2020. But yeah, so I don't have a huge stack. Not too bad. It's still a pretty big stack, but you know, not terrible. Most of these books did come from Barnes & Nobles. One book is actually a borrowed book, and then the first book we're going to talk about is my Book of the Month book that I chose for December, which is The Wise by Tarryn Fisher. Once again, we have lines. Anyway, I have not read the synopsis to this. I don't really know what it's about, except for maybe I'm thinking like he has several wives. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't really know anything about it. I just loved the cover. I'm such a cover, judge a book by its cover type of person. But I've never read anything Tarryn Fisher, and I've heard many good things about her. So when this popped up as the book of the month, I immediately was on top of it. So, they have little blurbs in the back here, and then the one on the front says, "How far would you go to find the truth about your husband?" And then on the back it says, "He comes over on Thursday of every week. That's my day. I'm Thursday. Sometimes I wonder about the other days and if they wonder about me. Little good that does. If you wonder too hard, you get everything wrong." There is a synopsis, of course, on the inside, but I haven't read it and I don't think I really want to read it because I want to go into this blind. So I'm excited about it. And then my friend Debbie, of course, Debbie, who I always talk about and who has been in several of my videos, she just discovered K.A. Tucker. This book, Until I Fade, she just finished it and she was like, "You have to read it. It was so good." So she let me borrow it, so I'm gonna give it a go. I've never read K.A. Tucker. I don't read a lot of romance except for my male romance. But she assured me that it was really good. It's about a single young mother who is, just trying to make her way. Goes on dates, unsuccessful at dating, and she ends up one night, she rescues some guy from, is it a car accident? I'm not real sure, but she rescues this guy, and he ends up to be like this famous hockey player. She's not one to want to be in the spotlight because of her past. Something might have happened back in her past, but so she's kind of avoiding, she has her little 15 minutes of fame, and she's not happy about it because she doesn't want anybody to recognize her or her past to come forward or whatever. But then he keeps on persisting to thank her for saving him, and I think they might form a little relationship. But Debbie says it was really good. Sounds cute. Like I said, I'm not a huge romance reader. I do read romance, like my male romances, and I have loved romance in the past, and I love a good romance and a mystery. Don't get me wrong, I do like romance. It's just something I just don't pick up all the time. So I'm excited to give this one a go. And the next stack is all, of course, from Barnes & Nobles that I just mini trips throughout the month of December. I was trying to be good, but when that Barnes & Noble sign is right there where you're at, you just have to go in, and you always find a bargain. Well, not all the time, but you know what I mean. On one of my trips, I had mentioned before that the author of My Lovely Wife was at our local Barnes & Nobles doing a book signing, and I wasn't able to go because I had plans that day. So I missed out on going meet her, and this is by Samantha Downing. Let me see if I can take this sticker off. Yeah. There we go. There we go. I've been wanting this book. Been hearing so many good things about it since earlier summer of last year, I believe. But anyway, I just never picked it up. And when I saw that she was going to be in Barnes & Noble's, I had to try to get a copy, whether it was signed or not. But I know that Barnes & Noble's does keep some signed copies on the shelf, so I figured I'd try. So I went in one day, and sure enough, they had like 3 signed copies. Like, I think I went the next day that she was there. So I did get the one where she signed it. There it is. Right there. So I'm really excited about that. So yeah, so this, all I really know about this, I haven't read the synopsis. I just heard through the grapevine of Booktube. This is about a couple, I guess, maybe trying to spice up their marriage. So they go around killing people, from what I understand. It says Dexter meets Mr. and Mrs. Smith in this wildly compulsive debut thriller about a couple whose 15-year marriage has finally gotten too interesting. It says on the bottom, "We all have our secrets to keeping a marriage alive. Ours just happens to be getting away with murder." So, I don't know, it just sounds really fun. I've been wanting to read it since it came out last year, so I'm really excited about that one. My next trip was just on a whim as well. Debbie and I were out having one of our days of just shopping around. Of course, we ended up at Barnes & Noble's, and they were having a buy 2, get 1 free. I think it was buy 2, I think it was a table that was buy 2, get 1 free. So I picked up 3 books, of course. I picked up the Bromance Book Club by Elisa K. Adams. Been also wanting this. I heard it was really, really cute. This is actually another romance book, so broadening my horizons this year so far. But this is about a group of guys that get together and read romance books to help them in their marriages, and I just think that is so cute. And of course we have our main characters. I think he's a baseball player, or maybe an ex-baseball player. Just remembering from other people talking about it, that him and his wife are like having trouble in their marriage. So he joins the Bromance Book Club to spicing up their marriage. So of course you follow along with the primary couple, but it just sounds really cute, and I'm intrigued to get a romance from a guy's point of view. I think it'd be fun. Then I picked up The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. Also heard really good things about this last year. Just the premise of the story just sounded really, really good to me. And it, like I said, I heard good things about it. But I'll read just a little bit off the back. It says, "If you knew the date of your death, how would you live your life? It's 1969 in New York City's Lower East Side, and word has spread of the arrival of a mystical woman, a traveling psychic who claims to be able to tell anyone the day they will die. The Gold Children, 4 adolescents on the cups of self-awareness, sneak out to hear their fortune." It just sounds so good to me. And so I think we follow along with these 4 children, and I guess living their life till the day they know they're gonna die. That just blows my mind. I'm very interested in that. Definitely want to see how that plays out. This line, like I can't. Then I got Girl Last Seen by Nina Lauren. Every time I go to Barnes & Noble's, I look at this book and I pick it up and I want to get it, and I just never do. So I finally got it since it was, on that table of buy 2, get 1 free or whatever. But I have to read you the back because I can't describe it without reading the back. Because that's what kind of hooked me in. But it says, Olivia Shaw has been missing since last Tuesday. She was last seen outside the entrance of her elementary school in Hunts Point wearing a white spring jacket, blue jeans, and pink boots. I forced myself to look at the face in the photo, into her slightly smudged features, and I can't bring myself to move. Olivia Shaw could be my mirror image, rewound to 13 years ago. If you have any knowledge of Olivia Shaw's whereabouts or any relevant information, please contact. I spent a long time peering into the faces of girls on missing posters, wondering which one replaced me in that basement. But there were never quite the right age, the right look, the right circumstances, until Olivia Shaw, missing for 1 week tomorrow. Whoever stole me was never found, but since I was taken, there hasn't been another girl, and now there is. And then finally, on my last Barnes & Noble's trip, I picked up another set of 3 books. I actually went for this one. This is Michael Connelly's Chasing the Dime. My husband actually read this book years ago. We were talking the other day, and he was telling me how he's only really read one book, and that he really liked it. And I was like, well, what was this book? I need to read it. He said he remembered the title, Chasing the Dime, but he didn't know who it was by. So we looked it up, and sure enough, Michael Connelly, Chasing the Dime. It was published back in like 2002, I believe. 2002 or 2003. I've never read a Michael Connelly. I've never really heard anything about his books, but if Michael liked it, I have to find out if I like it. So I'm not real sure what it's about either. I didn't even like, I looked it up online to see if our Barnes & Nobles had it. I think Amazon had it, but actually Barnes & Nobles was cheaper. This is just, you know, the mass market paperback for like $8. So I went ahead and I went on particularly for this book. But of course, while I was there, I mean, they were having 50% off select books. They had a little section, so we'll get to those in a minute. But yeah, I have no idea what this is about, and he didn't really tell me. He just says he remembers that he really liked it. So again, I'll read the back. It says, the phone messages waiting for Henry Pierce clearly aren't for him. Where is Lily? This is her number. It's on the site. Pierce just moved into a new apartment, and he's been chasing the dime, doing all it takes so his company comes out first with a scientific breakthrough worth millions. But he can't get the messages for Lily out of his head. As Pierce tries to help a woman he has never met, he steps into a world of escorts, websites, sex, and secret passions. A world where his success and expertise mean nothing, and where he becomes the chief suspect in a murder case trapped in the fight of his life. Sounds pretty good. So we'll see. We'll see how Michael's taste in books goes. And the next 2 books I picked up were, like I said, they were 50% off, which I was super excited to see. And let me see if I can take these stickers off. Yes. Because I've also had my eye on these books. This is The Chain by Adrienne McKenty. Heard really good things about it. Heard meh things about it. So of course I'm anxious to see for myself. But just the whole like premises of this book just hooks me in, because it's like a parent's worst nightmare. Your kid gets kidnapped, and you get a call or a letter. I don't remember what it is. I guess I can look and see, but in order to get your child back, you have to kidnap another child, like do a swap for kids. I mean, how horrible is that? That worst nightmare. So like I said, I heard mixed feelings about this book. Some people really like it. Some say it was okay. So I'm interested to see how I like it. And then lastly, this is a young adult book that I spotted, a couple months back, probably during the summer of 2019, and I kept my eye on it. I was like, I need to get that one. It's James Patterson Presents Swipe Right for Murder by Derek Millman. It says on the back, a hookup turned deadly, haunted by the FBI, targeted by a murderous cult, accused of cyber terrorism, increasingly irritated text from his best friend, eye contact with a nice looking guy on the train. Aidan Jameson has a lot to deal with, and he's not quite sure which comes first. I believe it all starts with a hookup gone wrong. It is LGBTQ type situation. So yeah, all the things were there. Thriller, suspense, male romance, or hookup. I don't know. Everything was there that I like. So I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about this one. Alright y'all, that's all the books that I acquired in December. I do have a book outlet order coming. I ordered some books for the Boxing Day sale, so I'll just do a separate video for that, because I got about 8 books I think in that sale for like under $40. I mean, I love it. But as always, thank y'all so much for watching. All these books I'll link them down below if you want to check them out for yourself. I don't know what I'm gonna start out with first. I kind of really want to read this. Really want to read this. I'm really excited about that one. I'm really excited about My Lovely Wife, The Wives. This needs to go down. So yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna be reading in January. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a TBR for January or not. We'll see. So I don't know. Stay tuned. All right, y'all. Thank y'all again for such a great year. I hope you had a wonderful, happy new year. And here's to a great 2020. I'm super excited, looking forward to 2020. Can't wait to see what the year's gonna bring. Y'all have a great weekend, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye, y'all.